Okay, get this. Imagine scoring the brain power of like a top-tier AI, but without needing a tech giant's budget. You'd think, no way, that's impossible, right?
Yeah, it does sound kind of crazy, doesn't it? Like wanting a Ferrari speed, but only having enough for a used bike.
Exactly. And that's what makes today's deep dive so unbelievable. We're looking at this new AI model. It was developed by researchers at Stanford and the University of Washington. It's called S1. And get this, it performs almost as well as OpenAI's O1, but they trained it for under 50 bucks.
Under 50 bucks, that's right. Less than you might spend on, like, a dinner out for some serious AI power. I mean, it's just remarkable. A small team, no massive resources like a company like OpenAI, and they achieved this.
It's like a total David versus Goliath story, but in the world of AI. So how did they pull this off? How is that even possible?
Well, they use this really clever technique called knowledge distillation. It's like, imagine if you're trying to learn a really complicated recipe. Instead of starting from scratch, you could learn from a master chef who's already perfected it.
Right. So instead of training S1 from the ground up with mountains of data, they essentially had it learn from an existing super powerful AI.
Exactly. So in this case, S1 learned from Google's Gemini 2.0 flash thinking experimental model. It's like S1 got a peek at the master chef's secret notes. It picked up the essential knowledge without having to cook every single dish itself.
So it's like S1 got the cheat sheet to ace the test. So they didn't need like a massive data set for this?
Nope. They only used about 1,000 questions to train S1.
Yeah.
That's incredibly efficient, especially when you compare it to the millions of data points that are usually needed for training a powerful AI.
Okay, but let's talk about this crazy price tag, 50 bucks. How? Did they find some secret AI training discount code or something?
Well, they actually got a really good deal on computing power. They rented 16 Nvidia H100 GPUs, which is some of the fastest processors for AI, and they only needed them for a short burst, about 26 minutes.
Hold on, wait. 26 minutes, and that cost them?
About $20. Less than you'd probably pay for a large pizza these days.
So, to be clear, they trained an AI that can go up against one of OpenAI's top models, and it cost them less than, like, 2 movie tickets.
It's mind-blowing, right? This wasn't some huge corporation with tons of money to throw around. This was a university research team doing groundbreaking stuff on, like, a shoestring budget.
That's actually pretty inspiring. They used innovation to overcome their limited resources, but okay, we know it's cheap to train, but can this S1 actually perform? Can it compete with the big guys?
Well, according to the researchers, S1 can perform pretty much on par with O1 on these math and programming challenges. Now, they haven't released the exact scores just yet, but for them to even say that is a big deal.
Yeah, and just to put that into perspective for everyone, O1 scored 83% on the International Mathematical Olympiad. That's the crazy hard competition for high school students.
Yeah, it is. So to be even close to O1 is huge, especially for a model that was trained, for basically nothing.
Okay, so we've got this David and Goliath situation, this genius cheat sheet strategy, and a price tag that sounds like, I don't know, a rounding error. But there's one more thing that makes this whole story even wilder.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
S1 is open source. Anyone can use it, modify it, do whatever they want with it. That's totally different from O1, which is locked behind these paywalls and subscriptions.
That is a massive difference, you're right. It changes everything. It opens up so many possibilities for researchers, developers, small businesses, even just students who are messing around with AI. You don't need to be some huge corporation to get your hands on powerful tech anymore.
It's like they're unlocking AI for everyone.
And that's where it gets really interesting. What happens when this kind of power is available to anyone?
That's what I want to dive into. What are the implications of this? What does it actually mean for people like you and me? This isn't just about, researchers in a lab anymore.
Right, you're absolutely right. It's going to affect everyone. It's going to affect everyone.
Yeah.
Like for starters, it could really democratize AI. I imagine small businesses or startups or even students being able to use AI without needing a ton of money.
It's like giving people superpowers they never thought they could have. So what could they actually do with this power?
Oh, I mean, the possibilities are endless, really. They could automate boring tasks, analyze data, create new products, personalize things for their customers, and so much more. We could see a ton of innovation coming from places you wouldn't expect.
That's super exciting. But it also makes me wonder about, the downsides. Could this lead to some unintended consequences?
Yeah, that's a good point. With any powerful tech, there's always the risk of misuse. We need to think about how to promote responsible use of AI as it becomes more widespread.
It's not just about celebrating all the cool stuff, but also thinking critically about how we manage this new AI era.
Exactly. We need to make sure AI is used ethically, that it benefits everyone, and that we address any potential risks before they become a problem.
It's a big responsibility, but also a really exciting challenge. This feels like a huge turning point for AI. We've gone from this exclusive club to a world where anyone can join the party.
It's kind of like the early days of the internet.
Yeah.
No one could have predicted how much it would change the world. And I think we're at a similar point with AI.
Okay, let's bring this back to our listener. All of this is super interesting, but what does it actually mean for them? How could this change their lives?
That's the big question, right? Imagine having AI tools that can help you with your work, hobbies, even creative stuff. You could automate those boring tasks, get personalized recommendations, even create art or music with the help of AI.
It's like having a super smart assistant by your side all the time.
Exactly. And that's not all. This could also lead to new jobs in industries that we haven't even thought of yet.
So instead of worrying about AI taking over our jobs, we should be thinking about the new opportunities it creates.
Right. It's about adapting, learning new skills, and figuring out how AI can make our lives better.
Okay, let's zoom out for a sec and look at the big picture. We talked about how S1 was made using this knowledge distillation method. Are there other examples of this in the AI world? Is this a trend we should be paying attention to?
It's definitely a trend. We're seeing more and more of these smaller, more efficient AI models that are getting amazing results.
Okay, so tell me more about these other small but mighty AI models that are out there. I'm curious to hear what else is happening in this space.
Oh, there are tons. Like there's this one team, they're from a small startup, and they built this model that's specifically for analyzing medical images, like X-rays and scans and things like that.
Oh, wow. So instead of building an AI that can do everything, they went for a specialist. What's the advantage of that?
Well, think about it. If you got a heart problem, you'd rather see a cardiologist than a general doctor, right?
Yeah.
Someone who really knows their stuff. This AI is like that. It's super accurate and efficient, but only for medical images.
Ah, so it's not just about making AI smaller, it's about making them really good at one specific thing. That makes sense. What other examples are out there?
Oh, there's this research group, and they developed a model that can predict traffic patterns with crazy accuracy.
Ooh, okay, that's something I could actually use. No more getting stuck in rush hour. But seriously, what's so important about predicting traffic?
Well, think about smart cities. Imagine traffic lights that can adjust themselves in real time to keep things moving smoothly. Less traffic means less pollution, too.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we've got AI helping doctors, AI directing traffic. What other fields are being changed by these smaller, more focused models?
Pretty much every field, honestly. You've got AI helping farmers grow more food, AI helping teachers personalize lessons, even AI composing music for video games.
It's like this AI wave is washing over everything, and the best part is, it's not just the big companies anymore. Anyone can ride this wave.
Yeah, that's the exciting part, the democratization of AI. It's giving individuals and smaller teams the power to change the world.
It feels like the Wild West out there, but for AI. A whole new world of possibilities. I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty inspired.
You should be. We're living in an incredible time. This tech revolution is happening right before our eyes.
So to everyone listening, if you're feeling that spark of inspiration, don't let it fade away. Go explore, experiment. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to create a game-changing AI.
And remember, you don't need millions of dollars or a huge team to make a difference. All you need is a good idea, a bit of technical knowledge, and the passion to make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've gone from the surprisingly low cost of S1 to this whole world of smaller, more specialized AI models.
We hope this deep dive got you thinking and gave you a glimpse into the exciting future of AI. It's a future that's full of possibilities.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
See you in the next deep dive.